English 4, Quarter 3, Week 4. Matatag Curriculum. For the competencies, use tone and mood appropriately for one's purpose, context, and target audience. Informal. Express ideas appropriately, age appropriate, gender responsive, culture sensitive for one's purpose, context, and target audience. Use appropriate nonverbal cues for clarity of context, purpose, and meaning. For the content, we have nonverbal cues, eye contact, haptics. Integration, Filipino traditions, example given, pagmamano, and values compassion. For the review, let's read a Filipino folktale, Ang Alamat ng Pinya, The Legend of the Pineapple. While listening, recall key elements of narrative text such as characters, setting, plot, and moral. The Legend of the Pineapple. Once upon a time, in a small village in the Philippines, there lived a young girl named Pina. Pina was very lazy and never helped her mother with the household chores. Despite her mother's repeated requests, Pina always found excuses and avoided her responsibilities. One day, her mother prepared a delicious meal and asked Pina to go into the garden to fetch something. However, Pina ignored her mother's instructions, and when her mother asked her again why she had not yet returned, Pina answered that she did not see the need to help. Her mother, growing tired and frustrated with Pina's laziness, prayed and asked for a divine punishment to make her daughter learn the value of helping. In response to the mother's plea, a miracle occurred. Pina was transformed into a pineapple. The pineapple with many eyes, the small spots on its surface, symbolize the mother's endless search for Pina to help her with her chores. From then on, Pina remained as a pineapple, a constant reminder to others about the consequences of laziness. Based from the story, characters. Who are the main characters in the story? Describe them. You're right, the characters are Pinang and her mother. Setting, where and when does the story take place? You're right, it took place in a small village in the Philippines. Plot, what happens in the story? Summarize the main events. In the Filipino folktale, Ang Alamat ng Pinya, a young girl named Pina is lazy and constantly avoids helping her mother with household chores. Despite her mother's repeated requests, Pina ignores her duties. Frustrated, her mother prays for a way to teach Pina the importance of being helpful. As a result, Pina is magically transformed into a pineapple, a fruit with many eyes, symbolizing her mother's constant search for her. From then on, the pineapple became a symbol of laziness and the consequences of neglecting responsibilities. The story teaches the value of being responsible and helping others, especially within the family. Problem: what is the main problem or conflict in the story? Very good. Pinang's laziness and her mother's frustration. Solution: how is the problem resolved? You're right. Pinang turns into a pineapple with many eyes so she can see what needs to be done. Moral: what lesson does the story teach? Or what lesson did you learn from the story? Very good. The importance of being hardworking and obedient. For the lesson purpose, the lesson will focus on understanding why we need to learn about non-verbal cues. Specifically, the lesson will center on eye contact, helps show that we are paying attention, shows respect, and helps us understand how others are feeling. And haptics, touch can convey emotions. Example given: a hug shows love or comfort, helps build connections, and can be a way to show support. Understanding and using nonverbal cues effectively can improve communication, build stronger relationships, and help us be more aware of how others feel. Unlocking content vocabulary. Identify clues, nonverbal cues, in the following statements that could help you guess the character's emotion. You may also be requested to act the highlighted words. The mouse trembled as the lion awoke. What does the word tremble mean? You're right, it is scared or fearful. Next sentence: the lion kept yawning. Its eyes slowly began to droop. Very good. Sleepy or tired. Its face turned red. Its eyes widened. It roared so loudly that the ground beneath it shook. Very good. Angry. How did you identify the character's emotions in the fable The Lion and the Mouse, even if there were no explicit mention of their emotions? Answer the following questions. What do you already know about Filipino culture? Have you ever seen someone greet someone else? How was it different from a regular hello? The word pagmamano comes from the Tagalog words mano, hand, and po, which means respect. What do you think pagmamano might be? Describe what you see in the photo. Who is involved? What are they doing with their hands and bodies? What expressions do you see on people's faces? How do you think they might be feeling? Why do you think the person is doing pagmamano? Why do you think it's important to show respect this way? Have you ever done pagmamano to someone? If so, how did it make you feel? If not, would you like to try it someday? We will be reading a short information text about the practice of pagmamano for the next part of the lesson. Mano po and the magic word. Mia, a bright-eyed fourth grader, skipped along the bustling Manila street, hand in hand with her Lola, grandmother. Entering the bakery, a familiar aroma of sweetness greeted them. Mia spotted her tita or aunt behind the counter, her warm smile as familiar as the pandesal rolls baking in the oven. "Magandang araw po, tita," Mia chirped, bowing slightly and gently raising her hand in a mano po gesture. Po was a magic word taught by her Lola that showed respect for elders. Tita beamed gently, touching Mia's hand before returning the greeting. "Magandang araw rin, Mia. What would you like today?" Tita asked, her eyes sparkling with affection. Mia, remembering Lola's lesson about the eye of respect, lowered her gaze slightly as she spoke. "Dalawang pandesal po para sa akin at kay Lola." Later, sitting on a park bench with her Lola, Mia savored the fluffy bread. "Lola, why do we do mano po and lower our eyes?" she asked curiously. Lola chuckled, her wrinkles deepening with warmth. "It's a way to show respect and love for those older and wiser than us," she explained. Like a secret code that says, "We see you, we appreciate you, and we listen to your guidance." Like how you listen to me even when I talk too much about unicorns? Mia teased, her eyes twinkling. Lola laughed, her eyes wrinkling. "Exactly, but remember, respect isn't just for elders. It's for everyone, even your friends and classmates." Mia pondered this, remembering times when she might have forgotten to be respectful. Suddenly, a group of children playing bumped into their bench, scattering some of their pandesal. Mia felt a surge of annoyance, but before she could react, Lola spoke gently. "Excuse me, bata," she addressed the children, using a respectful term. "Perhaps you could help us pick up the pandesal?" Surprised by her kind tone, the children quickly scurried to gather the rolls. "Pasensya po," they mumbled apologetically, using po instinctively. Lola smiled warmly. "Salamat po," she replied, using po in return. As they walked home, Mia realized that respect wasn't just about gestures or words. It was about the warmth in your voice, the kindness in your eyes, and the understanding in your heart. And just like her Lola, she wanted to spread that warmth wherever she went, one respectful greeting at a time. Answer the following questions based on the story. Number 1. What did Mia do to her tita to show respect? A. Said, magandang araw without po. B. Shook her hand firmly. C. Gave her a big hug. D. Said, magandang araw po, and did mano po. You're right. The correct answer is letter D. Said, magandang araw po, and did mano po. Number 2. Why did Mia lower her gaze when talking to her tita? A. She was tired and wanted to rest her eyes. B. It's a sign of respect in Filipino culture. C. She was shy and didn't want to make eye contact. Or D. She was looking down at her shoes. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. It is a sign of respect in Filipino culture. Number 3. What did Lola explain about mano po and lowering your eyes? A. There are special greetings for family members only. B. There are ways to show respect and appreciation for those older and wiser. C. They're traditional handshakes used in Filipino dances. Or letter D. There are secret codes for getting discounts at bakeries. Very good. The correct answer is letter B. There are ways to show respect and appreciation for those older and wiser. Number 4. What did Mia learn about respect from Lola? A. It's only important for adults and grandparents. B. It's all about saying po and doing mano po perfectly. C. It's important for everyone, even friends and classmates, and involves kindness and understanding. D. It means being quiet and not talking back even to friends. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. Number 5. How did the children react when Lola asked them to help? A. They argued that it wasn't their fault and refused. B. They apologized and quickly helped pick up the pandesal. C. They started laughing and ran away to play somewhere else. Or D. They ignored her and continued walking past. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. For number 6, what did Mia want to do after learning about respect? A. Keep it a secret and not share it with anyone. B. Forget about it and return to playing without thinking about others. C. Spread kindness and respect wherever she goes like Lola. And letter D. Only be respectful to people she likes and ignore everyone else. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. For day 2. Verbal cues, eye contact, haptics. Your class will be divided into groups of 5 and work together in responding to the following questions. What are the 2 greetings or gestures mentioned in the text? Briefly describe how each greeting is performed. Don't. Why do you think Filipinos use these greetings? What values or feelings do they convey? Are there any similar greetings or customs in your own culture or family? If so, share and explain them. What foreign customs do you know that also show respect? Share and explain them. To help you in taking note of your responses, the following template shall be used. You may seek advice from others or your parents, guardians, relatives in responding to the last two bullets. Complete the table. Let us now answer. For the greetings or custom mentioned in the text, we have mano po and the eye of respect. Description of greetings or custom 1, the mano po. Mano po involves a younger person taking the hand of an elder and gently pressing it to their forehead, often accompanied by the words mano po to show respect. Why is this used? This gesture is used to show respect and honor towards elders, acknowledging their wisdom and authority in Filipino culture. What values or feelings are conveyed? The gesture conveys respect, gratitude, and love for the elder. It shows acknowledgement and their wisdom and a sense of reverence. For description of greetings or custom number 2, the eye of respect. The eye of respect involves lowering one's gaze slightly when speaking to an elder as a sign of humility and attentiveness. Why is this used? It is used to demonstrate deference and show that the younger person is paying attention and is humble in their interaction with the elder. What values or feelings are conveyed? The gesture conveys humility, attention, and deference, showing respect through attentiveness and focus. Similar greetings or customs in your own culture of family. At most 3. Here is the first one. Kissing the hand. In some cultures, a gesture of respect in some cultures, where the younger person kisses the elder's hand to show reverence. Next, bowing or deep bow in some cultures. In cultures like Japanese, bowing is used to show respect, especially to elders or superiors, signaling humility. Third, addressing elders by title. Using titles like sir, ma'am, aunt, or uncle when addressing older people, even if they are not relatives, to show respect. Foreign customs you may also know that also show respect. Bowing in Japan. In Japanese culture, bowing is a formal greeting or gesture that signifies respect, especially when meeting an elder or superior. A deeper bow conveys higher respect. For day 3, presenting outputs. Once you're done, you'll post your group's outputs on the board and share the key points with the class. Compare and contrast the different greetings, analyze their cultural significance, and reflect on how you can apply the concept of respect in your everyday interactions. Imagine you're talking to a friend but can't use any words. How would you know what they're feeling or thinking? That's where nonverbal communication comes in, like using your body to talk without words. Haptics is all about touch. A gentle pat on the back says, "Good job," while a big hug means, "I'm happy to see you." But be careful, a rough shove could mean, "Stop that," Different cultures have different rules about touch, so always be respectful. Eye contact is like using your eyes to chat. Making eye contact shows you're listening and interested, just like nodding your head. But staring can feel rude, like you're trying to see through someone. Looking away sometimes is okay, like when you're thinking or feeling shy. Here are some examples. Your teacher smiles and says, "Great work," while giving you a thumbs up. Haptics and eye contact both say you did a good job. You bump into a friend and say, "Sorry." They frown and rub their arm. Haptics, the rubbing shows they might be hurt. Eye contact, the frown shows they're not happy. You're telling a joke and your friend looks at you with a wide eyes and a big grin. Eye contact, they think it's funny. For haptics, we have pagmamano, a gesture of respect where one takes the elder's hand to their forehead, done to parents, grandparents, other elders, and figures of authority. Next is tapik, a gentle pat on the shoulder or arm, conveying reassurance, comfort, or approval. Next is yakap, a hug expressing affection and closeness, typically reserved for family and close friends. Beso-beso, a cheek-to-cheek greeting reserved for close female friends and relatives. Hawak kamay, holding hands is often seen between couples or close friends but is not as common in public. Touching heads, a friendly gesture between children or close friends. For the eye contact, lowered gaze, considered respectful towards elders and authority figures. Direct eye contact might be seen as challenging or disrespectful. Smirking or playful eye contact, used with friends and family to convey amusement or happiness. Wide-eyed stare. This can signify surprise, disbelief, or even disapproval. Held tilting, a sign of interest or attentiveness during conversation. Eyebrow movements, express emotions from disapproval. Furrowed brows to surprise, raised brows. For learners' takeaways, which greetings or customs, nonverbal cues have you experienced firsthand? Who taught you these greetings or customs? The nonverbal cues. How do you think these greetings or customs make others feel? Do you think there had been some who felt uncomfortable with any of the greetings or customs? Why or why not? For day 4, reflection on learning, write a short narrative guided by the following prompts. Share your responses in front of the class. Here are the prompts. I am showing compassion towards my classmates when. Here is a possible answer. I help them with their work and listen to their problems. I know that I am being respectful to my teachers when I listen to them, follow the rules, and say po and opo. Being compassionate and respectful is important because it helps create a kind and trusting environment. Haptics or touch as a nonverbal means of communication is important because it shows feelings and can comfort others. For the assessment, write a narrative text detailing your experience in using and/or receiving non-verbal cues. The written text should be guided by the prompt questions used in learners' takeaway and reflection on learning. The scoring rubric may be guided by the one used below. Here is a possible output.